Brother Sam wanted Dexter just to let it go, but in the end, it was Rudy who was happy with his younger brother's choice. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review Dexter Season 6, Episode 6. We're at the halfway point here of Season 6, and we say goodbye to a couple of characters. We say goodbye to Brother Sam, and we say goodbye to Brother Sam's killer, because despite Sam forgiving Nick and wanting Dexter to forgive Nick, Dexter just could not do it in the end. And you know what? Probably Nick's own fault here. I think Dexter was going to go along with what Brother Sam wanted, but when he seen that Nick only cared for himself, and when he seen Nick with the relief and the celebration that Brother Sam was dead and he thought he was off the hook, that just brought out the darkness inside of Dexter.
To the top. I tell you what though, right? Yeah, he's forensics and he kept pointing out he's not a cop, but Nick's still admitting, well, you'll never be able to prove it was me. I mean, Dexter can point them in the right direction, Nick. Nick putting on the smug pants at the end, thinking he got away with it. Don't really understand it, but thankfully, yeah. I mean,
well, it's only Dexter's word, isn't it, against his, so...
True, but I mean...
And they already have that other guy as the killer, so they've got no proof that Nick had done anything.
Unlucky for Nick then that Dexter's sick and he's a fucking killer.
Yeah, I mean, Nick was celebrating, but he doesn't know who Dexter is. Dexter's a man with more kills than Nick could ever dream to have, so it didn't end too well for Nick. But we start off with Dexter. He's following Travis about. He gets a call from Deb. It's Brother Sam. He's been shot. He's in critical condition. So Dexter immediately heads over to the garage. Had he followed Travis for a little bit longer, he would have finally met Geller, the Doomsday Killer.
He would have, because Geller was sitting there waiting to buy, I can't even, what were they buying? What were they buying, a newspaper or something?
I don't know what they were, a tableau.
There you go. Big Geller.
Or a fabric, I don't know, a fabric or something.
Geller, he should be wearing a baseball cap or something, man, he's out there.
Yeah, Travis wants to get some painkillers for the woman, but Geller refuses. She said, she's a whore, and she don't deserve it. So, Geller, he doesn't give a shit. Dexter arrives at the garage. Debra says, no, you don't have to do this. He was your friend. But Dexter's like, I have to do this. So he goes in. Obviously, he just wants to get a closer look at the place so he can find out who killed Brother Sam.
Where's that baseball bat? Where's that blood on the floor?
Yeah, so Dexter lays out what happened, and it looks like the suspect is Julio Benz. So he's the new number one. Or Julio Benz, he was the old guy. Now it's Leo Hernandez. Two guys. Yeah, number one, number two.
Leo Hernandez is like the most generic Hispanic name you'll ever get in your puff.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he has to be the new number one. Julio's gone, and Leo Hernandez is probably the guy that killed Brother Sam. Or at least that's what they think.
Yeah, and obviously Dexter explained how exactly Sam died, the movements. Mike's impressed, and so's Masuka's pal, Lewis. They're all marks for Dexter.
They're all big fans of Dexter. At the station, Mike shows the videotape, and he's like, yeah, this looks like Leo. It's the same kind of size as Leo, same hoodie as Leo. Has to be Leo. But Dexter watches it, and he realizes, I don't think it is Leo, because later when we see Dexter, or earlier when we see Dexter at the garage, and they're doing a little prayer for Brother Sam, we've got the dog barking, and the only person that the dog seems to listen to, other than Brother Sam, is Nick. So when Dexter rewatches the videotape back, he sees that the dog wasn't freaking out. The dog did not attack the person with the gun, and therefore he determines that it wasn't Leo, it was Nick.
It was Jolly Saint Nick. Leo's dead though, gunned in, a whole hail of gunfire. Didn't really last too long as numero uno, did he?
No, he didn't. Dexter's waiting outside his house, but before he can do anything, Mike turns up, and Mike and a couple of police officers, they get a shootout, and Leo dies.
It was weird though, because Mike, he didn't say Miami PD or detective, police officer.
Maybe he didn't have time to give his full fucking
he probably didn't.
Title, you know. Dexter gets there, and he sees that Leo's dead, but it doesn't really do anything for him. I don't think Dexter gets gratification out of seeing bad guys die. I think he needs to be the guy that does it.
Or else it's pointless.
It's like a ritual, isn't it?
It needs to be me.
It's like the code. It's not quite the same. I think he needs to be the guy that does it. He needs to be the one that, takes their final breath, so to speak.
And he wasn't the guy that does it, because, whether it was Mike or the other red shirts from the PD, he's gone though. Leo Hernandez is tucked away like a wee tortilla.
Have we ever seen Dexter at this point shoot a gun?
Yeah, he saved Dokes.
Oh, so he did, actually, aye.
I've got a good memory. Don't drop the ball, pal.
Outside of that, though, I mean...
I think that's it, isn't it?
It would have just looked weird if Dexter had turned up with a gun here and started shooting alongside Anderson.
It's weird, though. Apart from that Dukes thing, has he even held a gun?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm trying to think. Because he just injects people.
I know he's a lab. He's a forensic guy, but shouldn't they? Do you not think they should have weapons on crime scenes?
It's America, man. They've got guns on their guns. They should really have guns.
Yeah, it's like the average person walking down the street has a gun, so it's a bit weird that Masuka. Although we did actually see Masuka once,
I don't think it was police issued though, is it?
No, it was like a big fucking. It's like a big gold fucking revolver kind of.
Revolver also.
Aye, big Masuka there with a gun bigger
Masuka
than...
Furuka. Masuka. Yeah.
Gun bigger than himself. Yeah, so Brother Sam, he's in critical condition. Debra is talking with a psychiatrist. Doesn't look like she's doing too good with the whole promotion to lieutenant. But she decides she's going to invite people to her new beach house party. We get the Keller, former Keller. What was her name? Carissa, yeah. So she was like one of Keller's former students. Batista's interrogating her. Debra's saying to Quinn, why the fuck are you not in there? He's like, paperwork. She sends him in. As soon as he goes in, there's like a wee bit of awkward tension there. And Carissa kind of snaps after Batista is insinuating that she might have something to do with this. And she says, I'm not a whore. If I was still in love with Geller, then I wouldn't have slept with your wee boy Joey over here. And this seems to, this is when everything just kind of goes tits up.
Yeah, we're rock bottom here for Joey. I was say Joey Diaz, Joey Quinn. I mean, they should have just came clean.
Yeah,
I don't see how, say she's the primary witness, how does this not get brought up? In a court of law, this has to get brought up. Yeah, it can only get brought up.
Earlier, Batista kind of wanted to come clean, but Quinn was like, nah, you can't be doing that. We're partners. And Batista's like, don't play the partner card on me. And Quinn's freaking out. He's like, what do you mean? This is why the fucking partner card's in the deck. I like the partnership between Joey and Quinn.
Yeah, I think it's a shame.
Joey and Batista.
I think it's a shame it's took this long to see it.
Yeah, because I mean, previously, yeah,
they act it, but there's no.
Yeah, but
there's no tag team.
No, now they're partnering up together, and it's pretty good. Debra's not happy. Quinn suggests that maybe she's fucking jealous, and she tells him to get over her sight, and he's not too happy either.
I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but Batista feels a bit bad. Maybe he should have told her the truth. Brother Sam asked Dexter before he passes away to forgive Nick. He's like, he admits to Dexter it was Nick that shot him, but he doesn't blame Nick, and he wants Dexter to... He only tells Dexter he wants Dexter to forgive Nick and to pass on that message. He believes Dexter's the only one that can do that. Dexter's hesitant, but Harry's like, what you going to do, son? You're going to honour Brother Sam's last wish.
I think you're right, though. He was going to do it. The cogs were going round. He accepted it. He saw a bit of remorse on Nick. And then once Nick laid it on thick, it was all over.
Yeah, so Dexter and Nick, they go out to the beach. Dexter reveals that he knows what happened. Nick's like, Brother Sam's full of shit. My life was crap before he dunked my head under the water, and it was crap after he dunked my head into the water. He reveals that he wanted to go back to his gang, and the only way they would accept him would be if he killed Brother Sam. So that's it. That's why he done it. And he says if he really cared about me, he wouldn't have ratted me out. But Dexter reveals he didn't rat you out. He told me because he wants me to tell you that he forgives you. And then Dexter tells Nick that he needs to hand himself in to the police. Now, this wasn't quite part of... I don't know if Brother Sam wanted this. But maybe this was Dexter trying to compromise.
Yeah, I think it was him trying to compromise.
I mean, Dexter possibly doesn't believe in letting Nick get away completely scot-free. But Brother Sam, he didn't tell Dexter to give up Nick, to be honest. Because it's not like he's expecting Dexter to kill him anyway. So the fact that Brother Sam was forgiving Nick would tell me that Brother Sam didn't want Nick to get done for this.
Yes, aye. That was his...
And he wanted Dexter to keep this secret. But I guess Dexter was going to compromise. And he was like, right, well, you know what? I won't go take things into my own hands and kill him. But I am going to make him pay in terms of a prison sentence. But as soon as Nick finds out that he wants to speak to Brother Sam, he said he can fix things. And I guess Nick thinks that he already fixed things and he doesn't need to go to the police or whatnot. But when Dexter reveals that he's already gone, looks like Nick is upset at first, but then he seems joyful. He seems happy. He's like, Brother Sam's dead. There's nothing that can happen now. You're the only witness. Nobody can prove what I done. I'm going to get away with it. And Nick's celebrating, but he turns his back to Dexter, and Dexter's not celebrating. Dexter's fucking angry.
He's angry, and he drags Nick, spears him. It's like a spear chokehold into the water. Good night. Chokes him to death. Nick is no more. Dexter's probably hoping that there ain't cameras down at the hospital, or else he's the last guy. The
beach.
The
Beach
or the hospital could be good night for him. Debra wondering where he is.
Yeah, I got Debra phoning Dexter. Dexter gets out of the ocean, and we see a figure standing there. I thought it was going to be Harry, kind of disapproving of what he done, but it's not.
It was a clap. It wasn't Harry.
It's none other than the ice truck killer.
Looking for his hand.
It would have been fucking awkward if it was like Mike.
It would have been.
Or Geller. Like, what the hell's going on here? But no, it's
I actually thought it was Geller.
It's Rudy, and Rudy.
But then he doesn't know who Dexter is.
Yeah.
But then Travis doesn't know who Dexter is.
True.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's Rudy, and Rudy's happy what his brother's done. He's like, welcome back, bro. So Dexter wasn't able to honor Brother Sam's final wish. He wasn't able to, put the darkness to one side. Dexter reveals that there is no light inside of Nick, and there's no light inside himself either. And at Debra's party, we see her and Jamie, put things behind them, trying to get on the same page for once. It seems like Jamie is getting close with Luis,
amigo.
Seems like a bit of a nerd, but he says he makes video games, and she seems to be into that kind of shit.
That doesn't make him a nerd, does it?
Quinn pops up with his new girlfriend, and he's pissed, he's drunk. He introduces her, Cindy. This is Debra, my ex-Debra. This is Cindy. Cindy's pissed off, says, you brought me to your ex's place. He's like, nah, you brought me. And then she storms off, and Quinn just, stumbles in and says, by God, I just can't help getting dumped. And not long into the party, he's all over Jamie, and he starts talking about her ass, and she wants him to leave her alone. And then he starts talking about her ass to Angel. He says, I want to get to know that ass. I want to be in a relationship with that ass. And before he could finish his next sentence, he just gets...
right hooked.
It was like a jab.
It was a good jab.
It was like a short jab.
I mean, if most boxers had this jabbing power on them, man, they'd be fucking loving life.
And Quinn just gets laid out, and he asks Debra, did you ever love me? And she doesn't say anything, and I guess he just takes that as a no. And that's the end of the episode.
He's absolutely spiraling out of control, isn't he?
He's turning into an alcoholic. Quinn, you're losing it.
You know what? He fucking should have just listened to Stan Liddy.
I know he could have took Dexter in and been a hero.
His fucking nosedive since then. But yeah, a good episode. Brother Sam dead. Lasted longer than I thought he would, to be honest. I thought he was dead last episode. What about Brian Moser? Could there have been a storyline where he doesn't die in season 1 and he comes back? Legit? Because seeing him's good.
What do you mean? Dexter kills him.
No, but I'm saying, could there have been a situation where he manages to get it and we see him return later on? I do think he's too good of a character to appear in season 1 and get killed off. I think if they would I think if the creators would redo it again, they would have saved him for later on. I strongly believe that. Or maybe it starts strong.
You mean he just escapes?
And then comes back in a later season.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes we criticise shows for not actually killing characters and keeping them around and stuff like that and doing cop-outs, so I feel like that's kind of similar.
Yeah, but also, I
think it's good to have a show that actually kills people.
It is, I totally agree, but I feel like also, he was too good for a season 1 boss.
Nah, true, but then you're starting the series really, really strong.
Totally understand that logic as well. Anyway,
I mean, I'd actually argue, like, kind of since season 2, Dexter hasn't really had that big death. Yeah, they've killed off your season villains, and I know Rudy was one, but he was also Dexter's brother, so that kind of makes him more than just a season villain, like, you know. Yeah, so obviously kill off Rudy, massive death, and then you kill off Dokes, massive death. Since then, we've only really had the season villains that have died.
Yeah, obviously Rita's dead.
Oh, actually, Rita. How could I forget about Rita?
Yeah, like Rita and Rudy, the only real two close to Dexter that have moved on to the underworld or the afterworld.
Well,
whatever.
Dokes. I mean, he works with him. Big pain in the ass.
True, but he's more of an enemy than a family, like a friend kind of guy, is he?
Aye, anyway, that's it. I'll give this an 8 out of 10.
I'll give you an 8 out of 10. Brother Sam, R.I.P.
Really good ending, I think, with Nick getting killed by Dexter and the whole Batista knocking out his partner, so it'll be interesting to see.
I think it just shows you, though, not everything needs to get dragged out. I think this Brother Sam Nick stuff, I mean, yeah, I think in an ideal world that I'd like to see Brother Sam stick around, but I think that's what actually makes this season good. This has took the forefront a wee bit over the Doomsday Killer in some episodes, and it bleeds out, drags out a wee bit.
Yeah, now I'd expect the Doomsday Killer to take front and centre.
Absolutely. 8 out of 10, though, looking forward to it, halfway point, oh yeah, ready to go.